Hola, my name is Daria and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am doing something very interesting, exciting and amazing, of course, as usual. Because today I'm going to test all the Chinese paper for watercolor that I have in my collection. Because I recently heard lots of people raving about this paper by the brand Baohong. And I also have two watercolor pads by a company called Potentate. So we have a lot to talk about, we have a lot to see. And I'm going to do the same art on 3 of these papers and give you my feelings and thoughts on how they perform for watercolor and for my technique in particular. And I hope you will stay tuned and let's just dive right into the actual testing. I'm going to start, I think, with unpacking this one. This one is going to be the most expensive for today. It has the least amount of paper inside of it. It's just 10 sheets. But what I like about Baohong paper is that they have a lot of sizes of these pads. I decided to get a square one because I love square pads for my arts. And I don't know what to use to open it because I have nothing in here. I haven't even seen the texture of this paper, but I've seen some bloggers raving about this paper. Okay, let's open this. Oh, very unusual. Oh my god, see, they have this like thing that proves that nobody actually used this before. It's like a packaging couldn't prove that it wasn't already open. Okay, but still very cool. Okay. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, this is the only paper in this video that is going to be 100% cotton. I don't think that other papers are having even a little percentage of cotton, but this one is 100% cotton, which really caught my attention because I haven't seen something like that before. Okay, it's just okay, I'm going to do art with it. This paper also looks very nice, but not in this video, of course. Ooh, smells good. So yeah, this is the paper. It's a thin grit from what I read on the packaging, and it is hot pressed. I don't know what is the difference, I need to investigate it more. I only think I had tried cold pressed one, and yeah, we shall see how this performs, but I'm very excited, guys, about this particular album, because I haven't tried this one. But I already tried these two. I already have my thoughts, and I have speed paints with both of them, I think, on my channel. But today we are going to do the same art with all of these three albums. And I think I'm going to start with Potentate. I'm going to show you what it is like inside. I'm going to show you all 3 how they look inside. This is a medium grit, I feel like, but I love the texture of this one. When I upload like scan type of photos of the arts that I do on this one, it just looks so cool. I like the grit on this one. And I like how it performs with the colors. They are like saturated and just looking really nice. And I have another one, a large from Potentate. And by now I'm not a huge fan of it. I already did a Sophie Turner art. This one in the end came out not that bad, but the initial problem I have is firstly that it does not have that. I also did this one and did not upload this video. But the first thing about this paper, that it does not have that much of a texture grit type of thing, though it has some, and maybe if comparing to the Baohong one, it has even more rough type of grit, when this one is very delicate and subtle. I think these 2 albums, by the way, are 100% cellulose. The thing with this one that I already need to mention, and you'll see it later in the speed paint, that this paper is literally you want to blend a color and it starts to press it just right away, it sticks to it, and you can blend it pretty well. You need to do those layers and layers to have some pretty good gradient, and that's what I did in this work. And in this one, I used ink in this one, it's not a watercolor, but still you can see the same type of thing with it, when it's like not allowing you to do some gradual spread of color or tone in it, and you need to layer it and layer and layer to get some sort of gradual change in color or tone. That's, I think, all I'm going to say about these 3 albums. Let's just go ahead and dive right into the speed paints. So the experience with the first paper, which is Potentate Dwurer, it's a format a little bit less than A4. It's 27 centimeters to 19.5 centimeters, and it is 230 grams per square meter, which is quite an average amount for a watercolor pad, and it has a medium grit. And my experience with this paper, I really like how my art comes out on this paper. The grit is so cool. I really like this effect. And I didn't told you, but this paper is also 100% cellulose made, so it does not have cotton or anything in it. It's just 100% cellulose, and I feel like it works both good as a cellulose quality paper, and it has a little bit of that cool effects from the cotton or other naturally made type of papers, because it both has a good ability for applying multiple layers. Like, I think I made in some places somewhere like 10 layers, something like that. I like to make a lot of layers, to be honest. And at the same time, this paper allows me to do the blending, do those type of gradient effects, and I feel like this paper will be both good for illustrators and people who like to do watercolor work. The second paper that we have is Potentate Watercolor Pad from the line Art Spectrum, and the size of it is a lot larger than the previous one. It's like twice bigger than the previous one. It's 27 centimeters to 39 centimeters. And it is a little bit smaller than the A3 format. I kinda don't know why they do those type of formats, but I feel like it works not that bad. Let's talk about the work with this paper. The first thing that I always have problems with this particular one is that everything tends to dry on it very, very fast. And even if you are that type of person who likes to put a color and then fade it throughout your whole place where you want it to be, it will in that same moment stick to the paper and won't move anywhere. And that's the problem that I get with this paper every time I do art on it, as I said previously. And it also tends to fade away some of the color, but the good things about this paper is that I think it will be very good for some graphic and illustrator work, because it allows you to apply very, very huge amount of layers. Because once I do work on this paper, I feel like I always can do 20 and more layers, and there will be no problem with it. It won't do those flaky type of things on it. This paper is possessed as a fine grit type paper. There is no grit to it at all. I kinda can't become friends with this paper. It's a pass. And then finally we're going to talk about Baohong Academy Watercolor Paper Pad, 100% cotton, acid-free, hot press technique. And my experience with it is kind of mixed as well, because I also can blend the color from it. Once it's dry, it won't blend at all. That's the hugest problem with it. But besides that, I feel like every single stroke of color that I do on this paper looks very, very nice, both in wet and dry techniques. And that's really amazing, because I feel like you don't need to
put too much effort in painting on it, and it's really cool. It gives those type of faded effects and those type of graphic effects at the same time, and it's really cool. I feel like you can get a lot of enjoyable moments out of drawing on it, but at the same time you need to find your own particular way to work on it, because I feel like it still is not Arches. Like, okay, let's just admit that Arches is the best paper that is made by now. Like, I didn't find another paper better like that by now. Of course you may say, I know this paper. Okay, let me know in the comments below if you do have a paper that is better than Arches, and I will test it, of course, because I'm very interested to find something more affordable than Arches, because Arches is very good and at the same time very pricey. So as you probably guessed, Potentate Dwurer, the first one that we saw in this video, is definitely my love, my win. Though it's 100% cellulose, though it has medium-sized grain, I feel like that one is a win for me. I love that one, and I feel like if you like the effects of fading and blending and gradual spread of the color, I feel like either Baohong or Potentate will be great for you. But if you're the type of person who likes your watercolor to stick immediately to your paper, not moving anywhere, then the large blue one Potentate that is Art Spectrum line is for you, because I know there are some artists out there who like that effect of paper when the color does not move anywhere, and etc. So I feel like it just depends on your art habits. But for my personal opinion, Potentate Dwurer is the best, like from these 3 Chinese papers. Let me know in the comments below which paper for watercolor by now is your best choice. Mine is Arches, of course, but I can't buy it because it's so expensive, but I just love it. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this battle of Chinese paper, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye guys.